I'd say
It's big, it's a lot of work. It's pretty tough. We get done 15th of October, maybe.
Be good.
So that's
Okay, we're ready?
That's no doubt.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome everybody to Logan County Fiscal Court this morning. I know that the people in the community are somewhat tired of this COVID, but we still got a fairly serious problem here in Logan County. We had between this weekend and Monday, there were 47 new cases in Logan County. And last Friday, there was a total of 128 cases in 3 days last Friday. And the state, over the weekend, there was 8,613 cases in the state. We need to remember that this morning. We also need to remember that Jack, as he's still not here with us today, and then just pray for the decisions that we make in court today. And Barry, would you like to go up there this morning?
I will. Let us pray. Father, we just come to you today, and we just thank you for the day you've allowed us to be here, Father, to conduct business of your county, Father. We ask that you give us wisdom and knowledge to handle it the way that you see fit. Father, we also ask you to be with the ones that are dealing with the COVID virus, sir, and just the ones that are dealing with sickness in general. Father, we just be with the loved ones. We also go ask that you be with the ones that are caretaking of them, Father, and just watch over and protect them. Father, now as we go into this meeting, let us be pleasing to you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I got my tongue tied up this morning.
Okay, let's call the meeting to order this morning. With praise to the American flag. And Elizabeth, would you like to lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody to Logan County Fiscal Court today, and I know we've got several people out in the audience this morning that's here for business, and maybe we'll be able to move through this front pretty quick and be able to get to business. I do have one envelope here. Just to let y'all know, I don't have no idea what it is. So when we get to the bid part, it very well could be anything. It was just a package. It was left on my table. So we get to the bid part, we'll try to open this up, and it might not have anything to do with fiscal court. We're putting 3 bids out. I was a little bit nervous about opening it.
he didn't know if he wanted the bids or not. So he didn't open it.
Okay, first thing on the agenda is the minutes from the last meeting.
Judge, I move we approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Okay, is there any questions? If not, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, next item of business is the bill list and the supplemental bill list.
Judge, I make a motion we approve the vendor's bill list and do we have a supplemental?
Yeah.
I didn't see it. Oh, here it is. I'm sorry. That fat thumbed it. And the supplemental bill list as presented.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Now, is there any question? Let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle, Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, Treasurer report, Amanda.
Keep everything together, that's a good deal.
Good morning.
Morning.
In your folders, you should have a copy of the financial statement ending July 31st, 2021. The balance in the general fund was 1214799.48. Road fund 510,586.24. Jail fund 55,690.31. LGEA 99,131.00. Federal grants fund 54.62. Solid waste recycling 554,373.52. Parks and Rec $500,041.99. Occupational tax $6,534,958.20. Life skills $153,414.17. 911 fund $7,883.08. Health insurance fund $194,734.39. ARPA fund $2,632,482.80. Special reserve $4,182,649.32. Total of all funds $16,647,99.12.
Move to acknowledge.
Second.
Okay, got a motion to acknowledge the financial statement. Is there any question? Not hearing any, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle. Yes. Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
I did have 3 cash transfers today. We need to transfer $90,000 from the occupational net profits tax fund to the jail fund.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and second to transfer this money to the jail. Any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle. Yes. Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
We need to transfer $25,000 from the occupational net profits tax fund to the 911 fund.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and second on transfer to the 911. Any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle. Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
And we need to transfer $150 from the occupational net profits tax fund to special reserve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Who made the motion?
Tyler.
Tyler? Okay. Okay, any questions? That's just to keep the account active. Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle. Yes. Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
That's all I have for you today.
Thank you.
Okay, road work request, Tyler.
District 1, for the most part, continue maintenance, I think. Happy Hollow, I don't think so. We were having some discussion on which side of the road or whatever, the district, but on the right side of the road, it's not mine, but we can't, not 100% sure of whose it was, but, you know, it's always breaking off on the corner, and you can go out there, we can go out there and look at it and check it out. See if we can figure out something we can do to make that better. Other than that, continue maintenance. Thanks for everything.
District 3, just continue maintenance. Thanks for all the work, and imagine Jack, appreciate you working on that road out there his way too. Continue maintenance, thank you.
District 4, everything's good. Thanks for all the hard work and the blacktop prep. Just continue maintenance.
District 5, everything's fine, thanks.
District 6, which you may have already fixed, but Oakdale, just where the road is kind of dipped off on 4 or 5 spots along through there, if we could address that at some point. And other than that, continue maintenance.
Okay, y'all have heard the road work request. Do you have any questions, or do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion to approve the road work request and got a second. And again, I hope every one of you's taking the time to look at this. Matter of fact, I called Kelly yesterday afternoon about one thing that was in there. So, a lot of counties would like to have that report. Okay, if there's no questions,
Yeah, the Jack's Road was Sulphur Springs. I had to think of it, I had to bring it a minute, but that Sulphur Springs, wasn't it the name of that road out there where the church was, where you fixed all? Spring Valley, okay, Spring Valley,
I think we got that taken care of yesterday.
yeah,
So,
that's all.
okay, nothing else, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Elected officials. Scotty, you got anything to?
Got a couple, well, I've got 3 action items that I need to do. So with, I've got employees retiring this Friday, so as I present these are just lateral moves. I'm hiring a new person into as deputy clerk. The first one I'll be doing, she's just moving to a different role, but it is not changing her pay. And so Amanda and I and the judge talked about it. We just thought, just as a courtesy, we'd run it through the court and get it acknowledged. She's just moving lateral jobs. She's not getting any extra pay. She's at the same pay level, in other words.
Same deal.
She will be getting.
Is she a job or artist? Is she last name job or artist? That's what I was wondering, it's just artist. That is her name. She get his last name. Good.
And we have confirmed all these.
On this first one right here, I make a motion to approve the personnel action request for Cindy Jeanette to move her from the deputy clerk election department to the election coordinator and real estate department.
Second.
And there's no pay change.
Yeah, no pay change.
Okay, got a motion and a second, and it's on Cindy Jeanette. And we're moving her from deputy clerk to what?
To election coordinator real estate.
Election coordinator in real estate. Okay, any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
Make a motion to approve the personal action request of Kathy Hardison. 8 years experience, going from just the base schedule LC-CO-1 to stipend, add the stipend LC-CO-1S1.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and second, and that was on, who was that on?
Kathy Hardison.
Okay, Kathy Artison. Okay, questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
Okay. Make a motion to approve the personnel action request for Pamela Delaney. She's currently at stipend schedule LC-CO-1S1. She'll be moving to LC-CO-1S4 as the chief deputy clerk. 19 years experience.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and second. Is there any questions?
Yeah. Are you, some of these people you just transferring?
Yeah, they're just moving into, within the office laterally.
Okay. Not hard. I can't talk this point. Not hard an additional ones in.
Just hiring one, but this triggers the others. Just moving them around within the office.
Okay, is there any other questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Okay.
Thank you.
You'll need, of course, give him the, okay, Steve, you got anything else for us? Other than the business?
I got personnel action request too. I've got two. This is the recruits that just graduated from academy. They graduated last Thursday. So completion of that, then that raises them to a different pay scale. So I've got these two to present. Deputy Smith, Colin, graduated with 3 honors, fit for duty, head of class, and academic scholar award. And Fred graduated above high in his class as well. So they did very well. And I give them their last weekend off this past weekend, and I own their weekends and holidays from now on. So they're working and excited to have them out on the street. They'll complete a field training program for several weeks, and then they'll be on their own.
Now, this is 2 new hires, right?
Well, these are the guys we hired about a year ago. They just graduated from school.
Right, okay, gotcha.
So when they graduate academy, it raises their pay to a deputy pay.
Anybody else want to say anything? I'm making a motion to approve the fiscal court personnel action request for Colin T. Smith. Colin is currently on LC-ST-1, which is a trainee, because he's been training, but now it's official that we put Colin on the LC-SO-1, which is certified officer pay, and 1 year's experience.
Second.
okay, got a motion and second on the personnel request. Any questions? Okay, not hearing any, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yeah.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
Yes, as a certified. Well, close. Yes. Speak up. So, if you added it together.
Okay, make a motion to approve a personnel action request for Frederick J. Mccarty. Same situation with him. He's on the base schedule LC-ST-1, moving to LC-SO-1, certified police officer, 1 year's experience. That's it.
Okay, got a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Second by Jason. Any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle, Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
And that's all I have right now.
Tell them congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah,
We're
thanks
excited.
you. Yeah.
It's exciting to have local.
Yeah, they're local, grew up, played ball here, so, I mean, that's a rarity, so I'm very excited with it.
Okay, in the judge's office, Paul applied for the HR position. We're gonna be making a lateral move, same year's experience. And then we got an ad in the paper for administrative assistant at this time after being posted. We've had one application turned in so far, hopefully there'll be a few more. And then we received our first application this morning for the IT job.
Okay.
So,
What about the sub road foreman? The sub supervisor at the road department, has it been posted yet?
I haven't posted that on kind of the other positions we've got, and I think it needs a little time out there, and then we'll get that posted soon.
On the one for the human resources, we need to do court action on that, don't we? To move it to a different salary schedule?
Well,
and some years of experience?
we got hire somebody for that position and do a little training there, and hopefully we can get by, you know what I'm talking about, before we make that move.
So is Paula already doing that job?
No,
Oh, she's not? Oh, okay.
Janice is filling in right now.
Janice is filling in. Oh, well, I'm sorry, Janice.
Thank you.
Lucky enough to be nominated as a backup for HR.
I'm doing two jobs right now, so
Oh.
I have patience.
Same office, all right. Sorry, Janice. Thank you.
Thank you, Janice.
Thank you.
Okay, as far as other elected officials, I got an email from the jail a few minutes ago. There's 100 county inmates down there, 50 state, a total of 150. There's 131, counting the state inmates, is still on the county side, which makes it 159% capacity. And on the state side, there's 19, it's got 23% capacity with 61 open beds on that side. So we're still dealing with over capacity on the county side. Okay, department head, agenda.
Good morning.
Been able to come for a while. I just want to let y'all know that we're hanging in there down there at the 911 center. Things are going pretty good. I know Derek's going to give an update on what's going on with the radios, and he'll be a whole lot better to explain that. But I'm here to answer any questions if anybody has any.
You gonna hang around?
Thank you.
I'm going to hang around.
All right, good deal.
Unless they call me, because I'm on the radio today.
Okay.
Okay, Nathan.
Morning.
Just real briefly, just want to let y'all know the second recycling load went out for the Planet Recycling. Sent it down to Waverly, and the first load brought about a little over $4,000. So we're pleased with the uptick in the increased funding for the program. And that's pretty much what I just wanted to share real quick, and I'll be back up for the litter abatement grant. So if there's any questions.
The only thing I would like to, I mean, I know y'all are swamped and you're lacking your help with this, with the state inmates, and that's a problem. That's something that nothing we can do about it. But, all these bins and stuff that we have at these businesses and stuff that are full of cardboard, even if we just had some sort of long-term schedule to say once a week, it took 3 months to get it all picked up. Maybe we could come up with some kind of plan, just like a long-term plan to get those emptied. Like I said, I know you're busy, and it's not really what you do every day. But we do have somebody at the recycling center, and I know he's busy too with what they're bringing to that area, but I just think we need some sort of plan, whether it takes 3 months or 4 months to get all those bins emptied. We'll do one a week. I mean, I don't know, but just to, like I said, I know he's used to the state inmate help, but there's nothing we can do about that now. I mean, we can't get inmates because, as you see here, we can't get them classified, and that's nobody's fault that anybody can help. It's just like at the Humane Society, they could use help with inmates, but we don't have enough for them to go over there, or we don't have enough for them to mow everywhere, but we can't help that, and the jailer can't help that. But with the cardboard situation, maybe we can just have a long-term schedule that would empty it every so often.
I don't know, to be honest with you, right now I'm swamped.
Right.
I'm helping him about every day out there because we're taking in a ton of cardboard, just people bring it to us.
Yeah.
So
I
don't make any promises, Tyler.
Yeah,
I'm really
okay.
sorry, but I don't know if I can make
Do
any
we own
promises
those
there.
bins? Are those
We do.
bins ours?
Yeah, we are. We do.
How many are there? Is there 10 or is there 50?
No, there's more. It's more on toward the 50 side, more than that.
So do we need to
actually.
look at picking them up and
Well, I
being
mean,
done with
it's a
it?
service that we've offered at one point, and we're gonna have to retract that service if we can't fulfill it.
Some are calling for us to come collect their bins, and we just collect them if they don't want them anymore.
Okay.
I mean, the hope would be we could start it back up at some point, but.
If you ever end it, it's hard to start it back up, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And like I
feel
said, I understand that you're busy.
Oh, yeah, it's not that.
I'm not saying that you don't have plenty to do, but we got to have a solution, because we're going on a long time to where, you're low on your help. I mean, I'm just maybe saying, just think of a solution that maybe that could help us. Either we have a long-term plan to get it back going again, or we just have to stop doing it because it's causing more. There's cardboard blowing everywhere. All these places. Even Jason has said he's seen it too, where cardboard's overflowing, it's blowing. We're trying to keep the trash picked up, but it's going everywhere. And like I said, I'm not blaming you. It's not your fault. I know you're busy, but we either have to have a long-term plan, because I don't know how long it's going to be before we can get state inmates, or we have to just stop doing it and tell them to put it in the dumpster. And I really don't want to do that, but at this point, with the cardboard going out everywhere, it's not helping us do any recycling. So anyway, I just want to bring it up.
Okay.
Sorry to throw it on you.
Sure.
Thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you, Nathan.
Kelly?
Kelly?
Well, blacktop and hopefully will start Monday. I'll find out for sure tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll get on that. And I'm sure we got a million things to do, trees to get up, but bear with us, it's gonna be a week or two. We gotta get the road all ready. But the reason I'm up here, I need to ask permission to put out the bids a new mow tractor.
Okay.
Just the bush hog, regular.
What size tractor?
We look 85 to 100 horse, just economy class tractor, just something to pull bush hog with.
How much are those tractors?
60s.
Yeah, we don't know for sure, but that's what generally been running, somewhere in the 50, 60.
The last one was like 61.
And they're not on a lot, you just can't go buy it.
We might get
You
that.
might could get that. It's not like the side mower tractor. You don't have to have the creeper gear.
Is one going bad, or you just want an extra one? Well, we got, the Zetter's old, but it's a good tractor, that's a spare. And we're running an old Motrin tractor right now. So we need to, one of those two need to fade away.
Just sort of updating. We took the side mower off of one a few years ago, the side moon, and then started pulling the bush hog with it. And we didn't replaced the side mower, but we rotated over one for the mowing. So it's just an update deal.
And the side mower tractor, I've done the math, it's ran 7 days since 4th of July.
Still down?
It's down, still up at right. I got them up there now talking to the mechanics.
But now it's
The
not
tractor
the,
part's good.
yeah, it's the actual Tiger mower that's down this time.
This time.
It's not the issue we had before. It's the actual mower itself pump.
It ran 3 days. And then it's getting to the point, it's a 17 model tractor.
I noticed it had 2,900 hours on it, but that oil's separate.
It's a,
So
I
what,
thought it was
well, they fixed the tractor part was at Hudson, but the Tiger is right. But the oil separate, there's no contaminants there. It's just something, luck of the draw that went down with the mower.
But that's something we need to look at.
We do.
We gotta have one. We're behind.
I agree.
School buses are wearing us out, which I can understand why, you know. But right now, we'll see if y'all let us put out the bids, mow tractor.
We first bought one of those tractors, nobody wanted it in our neighborhood. And now, just every time pick up telephones, somebody's calling, wanting to know when we can get it out there on that road.
And which tractor is that that's giving you trouble?
one big side on it.
Side boom, mows the limbs.
I can't remember which tractor it was. What
It's
is
a
it, Eric?
51, it's a John Deere
5105.
6100.
61.
6105.
6105.
Was it an M?
I think it's an E.
It's a 100-horse tractor.
Is it an M or an E?
It's a M.
M.
The E
It
series.
should be.
Yeah, I think it's M.
And it's a 17 model, or was that the mower was a
That's
17?
the tractor.
The
The
tractor.
mower, well, we got the mower at the same time.
Oh,
It was together, it was a unit deal.
Okay.
We traded the last one in, best I remember. We just traded one and got this one.
okay.
But say if we order the creeper gear like we need, you're looking at, I talked to Larry, he said, you're looking at February, March
Yeah.
before they can get here.
Yeah.
But we can worry about ordering that later. Right now, we're working.
I think we need to be thinking about it, maybe trying to talk with them guys and,
Yeah.
but we
I've
did
been
make a
talking-
mistake and not get the creeper gear last time.
No, that creeper gear's serious.
We should have. That's my.
Okay, we need permission to go ahead and put that out for quotes in, or bids.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, got a motion seconds, any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
Just
Just put the bids out for the tractor, no trade.
I was telling Jason, they got a forester head now for the motor. Just came out this year.
Okay.
Something else to think
Thank you.
Okay, thank y'all. I believe that's all the department heads I see this morning. Judges' announcements.
Hey, Judge, I think we might need to, on those personal action requests on the clerk's office, Scotty's brought to my attention that they were retroactive for yesterday, and we didn't mention that in the motion. Do we need to go back and I think we usually do, right?
Yeah, we always.
So do we need to just amend that motion or drop it, or how y'all want to handle that?
On the motion I made, there was no pay increase, so I think
Right,
that's
yeah,
fine.
that was
So
fine.
on the two that you made,
Yeah,
with the pay increase,
needs to be retroactive to yesterday.
yeah.
I think the sheriff's department said the same thing, they had an effective date on them of yesterday.
Oh,
Is that what yours had? Okay. Yeah, it just, that's what was on the personnel reaction request, so I guess that's just how it is.
I think we could do one simple motion, just make all of them retroactive to
Okay.
yesterday.
okay.
You might need to mention the 3 at the clerk's office and the 2 sheriff deputies.
Yeah, their names or just?
No,
Okay.
no.
Make a motion to, make a motion to retroactive pay the personal action requests of the 3 at the clerk's office and the 2 at the sheriff's office that we talked about earlier. I mean, that's a pretty vague motion, but I guess it works.
That's right, to yesterday.
Yesterday, retroactive yesterday.
That we approved earlier. So, don't you think I'd take care of it, Amanda?
Second.
And that's
Okay,
what's
got a
on the
motion and a
paperwork too,
second.
though.
And it's on the
the paperwork.
We just didn't, we just usually put that in the minutes, you know, to keep it.
Okay, but got a motion and a second. Now, is there any question? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, judges' announcements. Auburn's having the Bluegrass Festival, and it's scheduled for September 17th and 18th. Logan County Tobacco Festival and Heritage Festival is, Tobacco and Heritage Festival is set for September 23rd through October the 9th at this time. The Logan County Tourism is having their sixth annual countywide hometown hay bale trail for October the 1st through October 31st. So if you're interested in decorating a hay bale, contact the Logan County Tourism. There's other stuff out there that I need to know about. Okay, not hearing anything. Do we have any reports at this time? I will tell Thomas Tyler I need to see you right after court on that ARPA committee thing.
Yes, sir.
And we'll set a time up for meeting. Okay, citizen participation. We actually got a citizen here this morning. Welcome you, Ernie. The rest of them are here for business. If you'd like to address the court, we ask that you come forward at this time, state your name and state what part of the county, some vicinity of the county you live in. And we don't want your home address, but you might say Plainview Church Road. So if you want to come address the court, you can at this time.
I'll keep it short. I got a little thick one, I gotta get back to put my mask on.
No.
It is good to be back. I've been watching occasionally, and I saw where the table had reconvened with the main characters. Notice I'm using the word carefully, characters. But I've been back to the coffee shop, and we have reactivated the Plainview Country Club. I am from the Plainview community. And the group's convening at the local coffee shop under new management. We've gone through a lot in the last few years. And rumors are going around about who's running against the judge and who's running against the jailer and sheriff and all of this. And so I might have touched, so I just thought I'd come back and join in and see if I can learn anything. It is good to be back, good to see everybody in person, good to see local government still active through all of this pandemic experience. Appreciate everything y'all do.
Okay. Probably just to save you time, if you want to come talk to the court, your item of business is a little bit later on the agenda. Do you want to address the court? Yeah. Now you'll need to state your name and who you represent this morning. And then we'll take up your item of business later.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Holly Steenbergen, Logan County Chamber of Commerce. Did you all get the letter? Yes. So that is from the Chamber, Jeff Manley and myself. In 2019, Fiscal Court sponsored the Tobacco Festival in the amount of $6,000, and we are just here today hoping to get a little bit more sponsorship for this year's festival. Right now, we're proceeding with caution as we plan the festival, watching COVID cases closely, as well as state and local ordinances and mandates at the time. We will be planning to have hand washing stations. All but 2 of our events are planned for outside this year. So everything will be outside in the open air, not restrained to inside facilities.
Okay, has anybody got any question for Polly? Now, we'll take this up later. It's on the agenda at a later time. But I thought maybe if I was holding you up from doing work,
You're fine.
if not, you, if there's any questions, y'all can ask her now. And then, if she's wanting to stay, she's more than glad to stay, but it's on the agenda a little bit later.
I don't have any questions.
Thank you all. I will stay for a little bit.
Okay.
Thank you.
Derek was here, and he didn't get to speak whenever Ginger was talking, so I don't know if he wanted, Derek, do you want to update us a little bit on the radio stuff, or?
Good morning.
Good morning.
We've been working on getting the internet up and going with all the tower sites so we can get them VPN connected to them. And so it's a pretty good sized project we're trying to work on. So we've got some good hands on it. We'll try to have it done as quick as possible.
Yeah, Scott Green and his group, they ran into a little problem they went yesterday to hook it all up, but you know, we're still running into some configuration issues from initial install of the system. The way they set up the network is just strange. It worked, but it's not typical network setup. But so it's going to take them a little more time, configuration on the network side of things to make these VPNs work properly, because we want a VPN because that is the most secure way to get the sites connected. But I have no doubt that Scott and them will take care of it. They are very knowledgeable in the network realm of things, and they spent most of the day yesterday with Derek. They was late, and they worked hard, and so we're getting there. It's just going to take a little more time and some more planning, and they're going to have to meet up about some other stuff too on the networking side. Because they want to make sure when they do it, they execute and they get it done, and they don't, it's not come back here and it don't work this time. They want to
Minimize the downtime.
Minimize downtime if there is any. There might, there might not be any downtime, but anyway, they're working through that, and I appreciate it. And as far as I know, the radio system's operational, and Derek's very responsive, and he's helped Ginger out a lot, I do believe. But anyway, that's the update on the internet situation. They're still working on it.
Thank you, Derek.
Thank you, Derek.
Thank y'all.
You had a question too about, what was it, Mike? You explain it, because I'll really jam it up about where the lightning, you think, running on a deal and
Yeah,
need to
but I
get it.
couldn't find no physical evidence of anything that was burned or anything. It doesn't mean that it didn't, the lightning didn't cause it. There just is no evidence there to physically say that lightning struck it.
So what do we need to do? You need to get what do we need to do on that? Something about it's got to be approved to order it, or have y'all got the parts?
No, this is they don't make that part anymore.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what we're tying the internet into.
So, the reason why it's taking so long for the internet to be tied in is because we ordered it a long time ago, but with the chip shortage, they couldn't get the equipment. Switches and computers and everything is back ordered, so we will schedule, to do this in September sometime, but, we just got a little worried waiting that long, so Scott over at Net Green, they were kind enough to move their schedule around. They came yesterday and did that work, but yeah, so really the key to getting it all up and going and be 100% operational and at the best that it can be is when we get the links on the internet, and that should have been not an easy task, but a general typical task yesterday. But like I said, the initial original configuration of the network when the system was put in was not a typical network setup. So that's why they're having us stand back and punt again and do some research, and they've got to just make some IP address changes to make it work. And like I said, Scott and them know what they're doing. I have no doubt they'll figure it out, but that's just why it's taking a little time. To answer your question, I think to solve the problems is to get this going.
Yeah, okay.
So the sooner,
No, I
sooner
just
the
know you
better.
mentioned something about needing to get something notarized, and you
Oh,
can't say that physically.
you might be talking about that $975 part or
No,
something?
it's the form for the lightning strike. I think it's with the insurance for the county.
Okay, for the insurance for the county,
Is that right, Judge?
What's that?
Your affidavit for the lightning strike.
Have you filled it out?
Well, what'd you say? There was a form on there that said,
It was a single page. I should have brought it with me, but I forgot it this morning. But it was in there and it had on there, was there any evidence of lightning strike or physical damage and things like that? Something has to be notarized.
Yeah, well, I mean, on technical equipment, you can't always look at it physically and tell that it's been damaged by lightning. You can tell that it's not working because it won't power on, you know.
And that's what's happening. It's
And
not working and it
so
won't power
more
on.
than likely, on the board on the inside of the equipment, you know, to make that work or whatever, on the internals
Right.
has been hit by lightning. So, you know, you won't be able to physically look at it and say, oh, yep, that's been hit by lightning. So, I don't really know how, you know.
Well, we'll just fill it out the best.
It happened after the storm, after lightning.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
It stopped working.
Yes.
It was hit by lightning.
Okay.
That's what I think. So,
Thank y'all.
Anything
all right,
else?
man. Thank you.
I believe that's all.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Derek. We'll move on into new business this morning. I do have this one envelope that we need to open this morning to see if it's a bid or what it is. And I'm gonna tear it open and move it. I guess I'm gonna hand it to you
I
to
guess
determine if it's a bid, and then we'll go.
I got another question, I guess. I've gotten a call, it's over the radio, I'm sorry, Pauls, I should have said something a while ago, but Derek's having trouble maybe getting parts and stuff at times because he's exceeded the $30,000 threshold limit. What are we gonna do to sort of solve this? Because when he needs a part, he can't order the part to fix it because he's over his $30,000 threshold. And we've discussed this once before, but it keeps on reoccurring. If they order a part and they need it, then all of a sudden there's an issue because he's over the threshold. So how are we gonna handle that?
I got 2 or 3 reasons why I think we don't have to do that. First one, it's a professional service, okay? We don't have to put that out for bid if it's a professional service, period. 2, it's an emergency communication service. So those 2 thresholds alone ought to stand muster that we can hire somebody to fix, operate, and maintain our 911 system without going through bureaucratic bullshit, you know, for the lack of a better word, you know, and it just irks me that a guy, I mean, I'm in the roofing business. I can understand you doing me that way, but you're asking this guy to go work on your radio system, and he needs a $12 part, and he's past a $30,000 threshold, and we can't keep our system going over this threshold. And that's crazy. This is emergency services, and it's a professional service. If I can hire an attorney without putting it out for bid, or an architect, how much more important, no pun intended, but is our 911 guy who's keeping the equipment running? It's just crazy to me that we even have to discuss that. But the judge runs the judge's office, and I know he's got rules to follow, but.
Well, I mean, that's what I was trying to clear him too, because I guess he's auditors is what's hitting him. But I guess with Elizabeth's help, we need to decide how we work through this situation to protect the judge and to keep the radios going.
That
So this
auditor
is county policy.
ain't worth a crap when somebody's dialing 911 and we got a bad signal. I can't, I can't go. We've done our due diligence. We put that out for bid. We requested that. I don't know why somebody would rank us over an audit because we let this guy buy a $150 part because he's exceeded $30,000. This ought to be considered professional service, and we're done with it. Sorry about my French. I shouldn't have said that.
I don't know much. I haven't looked into this issue until, it came up just now. I can talk with Joe about it. I don't know. Is it something that's happening on a regular basis, or?
Every time I call him and I have something down, he goes and looks at it, and then I turn the bill in.
We can handle stuff like that as an emergency.
I'll give you another example. She called me the other night. It was real late. The radio system was down. So I come up here and I found that a fuse link was burned. And it took me 10 minutes to replace it. I had the part on the truck, and I just fixed it. I got the system back up. You know, and it never missed a beat since. You know, but it's just little things like that.
But those aren't expenditures over $30,000.
Well, so here's the thing, we hired his service, okay, we put it out for bid, we're looking for somebody to own and maintain, the radio system.
Right.
The bid, I can't even remember now, but the total bid over a 3 or 5 year contract was over $30,000.
It was a one-year contract.
1 year contract. So anyhow, but, now that we've exceeded that 30,000, if he buys one part, it don't matter if it's 10 cents or 15 cents, the auditors are telling the judge, we have to put that back out for bid. We can't allow this man to buy a $10 part on our behalf because he exceeded he's already passed that $30,000 mark. So if he buys a $10 part, they're telling the judge, the auditors are telling the judge, he's got to go get a bid. We got to put that out for bid. Over a $10 part.
Judge, are you saying that you think it can fall under the emergency exception?
It can follow an emergency thing as long as it's an emergency. You know what I'm talking about, and
I would assume
that
that if the
was-
system's down, that would count as an emergency, right?
Yeah.
So if the system's down.
But you can't do an emergency on everything.
Right.
You can't wait till,
And I'm not calling it an emergency every single time. It's an emergency system, so it should be declared so. And if you can't do it for that reason, you need to call the service a professional service and be done with it.
If the 911 system isn't 100%, it's an emergency. Every time.
Nobody
Well,
knows.
that's my thinking is that if the system is down and that should be an emergency, you go on and buy the part. If it's something that, maintenance, that the system's working, but we're gonna need it, that, I
Yeah,
can.
It's not that, hey, we want a new server.
Right.
We just want a new server. We want a prettier antenna.
We gotta
That's
bid
not
that.
what we're asking. We're asking to replace a $10 fuse. And he can't do it.
Well,
Judge getting rode up.
I wish that I could shed some insight into the auditor's office, but I think that they are kind of looking at lots of different agencies that way. So, I
They
can
can kiss
talk.
my butt.
I
You just
think
have
that
to
if
write
it,
me up.
They ain't write me up. Just kiss my white butt.
I think that, if the system's down, I would say a good faith basis to say it's an
That's a
emergency.
good point. Every time somebody dials 911 or the sheriff's department clicks their radio, they're not ordering cheeseburgers. They are calling, for help, or they're
Sure.
calling for assistance, or they're whatever. They use their cell phones to order cheeseburgers. They don't use the 911 system. So
Well, it just puts the departments in trouble. It puts Derek in a position, and it puts Junior or Steven or whoever in a position that they need this, and then it puts the judge in a position on auditors' behalf. So we just need to try to come up with a way legally that we can take care of this problem.
can I declare that a professional service?
I'll have to look at that. I guess I think his service would be a professional service, but I guess from the auditor's perspective, parts would be a good, not a service. And I assume that's probably the way they're gonna view it.
and what that does, we're not just talking about this, when you get rolled up, sometimes you have to report it, you have to fill out we had to do, something last year over, some bids we put out. We had to send the reason why we done it to, other grants that we received. They were gonna hold up, one federal grant till we replied, why did this happen? You remember that, Amanda?
Yeah, it was on our EMA funding. They weren't willing to give us our EMA funding until we could justify why we did what we did. I know this has always been muddy water as to the $30,000 threshold, and because there's lots of times that I view it the same way you all do. And I did ask that question specifically at one of the treasurers' conferences, especially we didn't have this situation at that point, but it was on the sheriff's department cruisers, like when we had insurance claims on those and you were with the auto body placed, you know, or you purchase vehicles and how all that works when it comes to equipment, things of that nature, and having to go back and do bids, and you get mixed answers. The auditor's office says one thing, but Rich Ornstein says something different. So it was very confusing as to what it was exactly you were supposed to do.
I'm just confused on what it's gonna do. You know, I called there and I have a problem, I called him.
If you have a problem with your radio system to where it is, I don't care if it's 99% working, if it's not 100% working, it's an emergency.
That's the
I
way
agree.
So if it's,
I mean,
I don't care, I don't care if y'all's headset has got a little static in it. That's an emergency. Y'all can't hear good, you know, so. Yeah, well,
That should be set.
We've got some upgrades coming down the line, but
Yeah.
we're all going to be out the bid,
Yeah.
because they're not, we
Yeah.
don't need them right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I would just go charge on the county account for the parts, and then pay that vendor directly.
That
Well, I
was,
think you gotta be a dealer to, I think I asked that question before, and I think you have to be a dealer to order them. You have to be a dealer to order the part, they won't just sell it to the county, because I've asked that. Bill the county, let us pay for the parts and you install it, but we're not a dealer.
His fee is the professional service, it should be,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
and
say.
then put the parts on another, and then I guess when it gets to the 30,000.
But I think what the judge has said before, what the auditors say, Wilson Communications is one vendor. And once we pay one vendor over 30,000, you gotta put everything out for bid. That's the argument. I say, kiss my butt, because it's a 911 system, and he needs to get it up 100% operational, buy the part, and make it work, you know. And then if they've got a problem with it, if there's an issue, they'll let us know in the report, and then in the report they'll tell us how we need to do it. But I haven't seen a report yet that says we can't pay, you know, we can't do that with the 911 system. Surely it's because 911 system is so fragile of a thing that we need in our community to keep people safe. So, you know, like I said, if the system ain't 100%, it's an emergency. That's the way I would look at it. And when I say 100%, I mean anything wrong that would cause a 0.5 second delay in y'all's response to people calling in 911. It's an emergency. So that's the way I look at it.
Clear as mud, right?
Clear as mud.
So what did we decide?
So, I mean, I know the judge don't want to take the route, but there's no way to hand it to the court. I mean, really?
Well, I think the judge's office needs to put a letter to, you know, the auditor's office, you know, in writing, asking for clear direction on what we can and can't do. Explain to them that we're only talking about the 911 and this maintenance contract that we have with this one vendor, and let them answer the question. I mean, we can sit here and, I mean, we're satisfied with what we're doing. We know we're doing our due diligence. We're not, you know, we didn't just hire the first guy off the street that was our buddy, you know. We put it out for bid, and, you know, I just put that in writing to the auditor's office, copy it to Rich Olstein's at KCO, and send it to them and make them give you a reply. I just don't, and ask the question, can we consider this a professional service, period? That seems to be the easiest way to take care of that. I understand parts is not a professional service, but, you know, neither is ink pens, but that's part of an attorney's and an architect's, you know, fee, you know, ink pens and computers. You know, they don't list them, but when you get charged, you know, they're taking care of their overhead. And it's got some hardware involved with it. And this really shouldn't be considered any different. He's just asked to itemize his invoice. We don't ask an architect to, you know, hey, you're charging us $30,000, but how much is this for labor and how much is this for your, you know, electric bill, water bill, and your computers and paper and yada, yada, yada. It's just all considered professional service. He's just dealing with fuses and antennas and cables.
I mean, some of them are $100 stuff, but you gotta have it,
So
so.
you know how like every year we do like the fuel stuff and then we reject all bids. Can you put out for bid miscellaneous radio parts and put out for bid and then reject all bids? Or can you do that or? Because, I mean,
I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, we obviously buy over $30,000 worth of fuel and we
Yeah.
bid it and we reject them all.
yeah.
I can talk to Joe about, sending an inquiry like that. I mean, I think that might would, hopefully give some at least guidance.
And I can email Sherry Scott or I guess the supervisor over the auditors for our district and ask her, give her that scenario and just see what her response is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in most cases, it can be handled as an emergency. I've been trying to get some kind of report the last day or two, and evidently the people at this table know more about this than I do. Because I ain't got the report, I ain't got the affidavit.
Report on what?
The affidavit, for lightning strike.
Well, only question that was, he said he had that lightning strike thing, that he has to have somebody to notarize that it was damaged. But he said when you look at it, it's like looking at this plastic bottle here, you can't tell that it's damaged from the outside. So how are you going to get somebody to notarize that this water bottle is damaged because you can't see a damage?
Yeah.
So, I mean, when they tear it apart, like Tyler says, when they tear it apart and see the inside, okay, it's damaged. But if he tears it apart to look and see what's damaged, they're going to say, well, you tampered with it.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you address it? I mean, you're needing something for insurance.
Well, I'm needing something to declare an
And
emergency.
then he's going to go ask somebody that's looking at a perfectly good piece on the outside to notarize that it's defective.
Yeah. Well, I'm needing something to declare an emergency. Is what it boiled down to.
Well, I just know that Derek has put his heart and soul with Stephen and Ginger and others to make our radio system work because that's what we ask them to do.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with that.
Okay, and then when he goes to get a part, he has trouble. I mean, it's like bumping into a post. I mean, I need a $50 part, but I'm over my limit. And they say I can't do it. And his job is to keep the radios going. So I need some clarification how we're supposed to do that because I stay in contact with him.
It's an emergency.
But I'm trying to take care of the judge too. He don't want to keep saying it's an emergency every time.
Yeah, I think a letter from our judge and or our county attorney straight to the one, the sticking point is the auditor, okay? So we need to go right to that source and ask them for the direction,
And
What
I've
can
asked
we
that
do?
question before and they'll say, you need to seek your own legal advice.
From the auditor's office?
The auditors will say,
That's what they're gonna tell us.
and that's what they're going to say. You need to talk with,
Seek guidance from our county attorney is what they're gonna come back and tell me.
Y'all need to come back and tell us that we need to just declare this service a professional service. And be done with it.
Very
I agree.
That's what they're gonna
I mean, that's exactly what they're going to say. They're going to do all this time, they're going to send it to them, and they're going to turn around and send it back and say, your county attorney is the one that needs to make
We
it.
can write an ordinance, stating that, we have decided that keeping the 911 center running is, professionally and to 100% to the best of our ability is a emergency and a professional service.
I agree.
And just write an ordinance up and declare that, and then hopefully we'll send that to Keiko and the auditors, and everybody will be happy when it comes time that we get audited, and they say, well, you paid Wilson $50 for his fuse box, and he was over $30,000. Why didn't you put it out for bid? Well, because this body of government declared that our 911 system was important enough that we weren't going to wait around to bid out a $50 daggone part.
I agree. I mean, I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it because it's just It's a
Now,
lot
what
of
keep
trouble.
him from getting rode up, I don't know, but, you know, I have a problem with somebody who's gonna, slap you with a write-up, but won't tell you what the rules are. That just
Yeah, I
blows
went
my
there. I mean,
mind.
this is the second time I think we talked about this. This ain't the
Yeah, I
first
know.
time we've dealt with it, but we gotta figure something out.
The judge's office and county attorney's office needs to figure out a path to move forward without causing any department any harm, including the judge's office.
Including the judge's
And let's
office.
go.
All right, sorry. Is that good enough for all y'all? Everybody good? All right. Thank y'all. Now we can move on and open our envelope.
Okay, is that,
Deposit books for me, so don't worry
Oh,
about it.
okay. All right.
I didn't know what it was. It was sitting out on that table. I was afraid to open it, so anyhow, let's take about a 5-minute break.
The only other idea that I may throw for you on that, you know, we could redo that contract and make it a 6-month contract, a 3-month contract with an option to automatic renew like we do our waste.
Will it still go on annual year, a total at the end of the year though? Will it be a year?
If you do 3 months and he spent $25,000, you're doing another contract. You're just automatically renewing another contract, so you should start back at zero.
The 30,000 fiscal year to one vendor.
It's not per contract. Yeah, it should be per contract. So if I do a contract to provide this service,
Like I said, that's what I was thinking, but I haven't looked.
I was thinking it was per year.
then I won't.
We get a vendor claim list at the end of the year or whatever.
Man, that kills
You
you.
got one
I
to
need
sell.
to measure, I don't know, 48 foot, I need to measure and see if it's an
102 helps you.
Okay, first thing on the agenda is open bid for 2021 police cruisers. Set supposed to be 2021 and 2022. 21s. Police cruisers and utility vehicles for the sheriff's department. We,
I've been on the phone with 100 different companies.
That's all I've seen come in. That's the only one I've seen come in.
well, that's what I figured to say. We got one bid here from Don Franklin Chevrolet.
Are we unpopular?
Yeah, we're rolling, I reckon.
I think he sells different kinds of cars, but it's labeled Chevrolet.
Yeah, he's got
Open bids for 2021 police cruisers.
Okay, the first thing in the envelope is a request for bid. And then he bid Durangos at $34,209. And that looked like that's the only bid we got was on Dodge Durango.
That's a Durango. SUVs are,
Let me see what I have here.
no, the others, I don't know, the others was like,
And what's the availability?
34 what, Tyler? 2021 Durango, all-wheel drive, 34,209.
Okay,
he's been holding it up.
that's good enough.
Yeah, that's who he had a roller, couldn't get it last year. But if you got equipment, you state can take the equipment. What does it take? 6 to 8? Who does that?
What is that? What is that?
Ellen does.
It's like a, no, it's a Dodge.
Okay.
Dodge.
Okay, I never heard of it. That's what I'm not much on Dodges.
If you got 3 cars,
Well, I never owned one, so I can't say.
They've had them before.
So that's the only thing we have, the only bid we got.
Yeah, well, I think it's the long run is what.
V8 overdrive.
Now, these vehicles are on the lot and he has them available.
7.
Okay,
You're good with the
I'd have to look and see what they had in the budget. I don't know how many.
No, I got plenty for that, plus I figured out the cost of the 3 and the equipment, and we're within the budget range.
Okay, we have for 4 cars in there, didn't we?
Yes. Of course, we're still waiting on the Dodge Charger from Hunt Forward.
Steve, you say they got it in stock, they got it?
Yes, they have them in stock,
Okay.
on the lot.
Not sitting somewhere waiting for a chip.
Nope, nope. No, that's why, you know, I found out about it. I sent out some emails about, about it, and they replied back that they had them in stock and was interested in placing a bid.
So if you get these 3 in that Charger, what are you forecasted to look like next year?
Reduction. I won't need
1 to 2 next year?
maybe at most, yeah. It definitely would, I would definitely reduce that budget item. I mean, this will put us at all-wheel drive vehicles and vehicles. Right now, I've got a couple that are running a little over 100,000 to 120, and these will replace those. Those will come down. I can update the SROs and our transport cars. So honestly, we will be in very, very good shape, and I can reduce that cost in next year's budget.
Go for it.
I make a motion to accept Don Franklin CDJRF bid of $34,209 for the 2021 Durango V8 all-wheel drive in black for a grand total of for 3 of them for a grand total of $102,627.
Second.
Was that for payment to be made now, any transfers and payment to be made now, or are we gonna wait till the next board
Yeah,
meeting
so
to
if I
approve
could-
payment?
You probably, in saying that, you probably need to say it allows to write the check.
Yeah, and give the court the permission to write the check and make payment now, and any budget transfers that need to be done. Make that happen.
I'll second it still.
Okay, I didn't get, Steve, what happens to you're adding 3, do we trade the other 3 off?
No, what we'll do is, we don't have spares, so these cars will go out on the road. We'll take those that are
Got it.
a primary road vehicle and use them either at the
If one's
schools.
broke, you got it. Got it.
Yeah, so no, we're gonna recycle through, but I'll move them to a lesser demanding road than a road car.
But we keep them, you keep them?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
Yeah, and then, probably next year, I'll have some to surplus, so.
Okay.
No, I'll try to get every penny out of them I can. So, I mean, we're gonna be in great shape right now with these 3. I mean, we'll have, the road guys will be in good shape, and, it'll be good.
Okay, I think I understood the motion, to purchase 3 of these at a grand total of 102,000, what?
627.
627, and to allow us to go ahead and write the checks. I believe I heard it that way.
Yes.
And to
So,
do the necessary budget transfers to make that happen.
Okay, any questions? Do we have a second on it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, next item of business, open bid for resurfacing the EMS parking lot. We did get 3 bids.
3 bids. Louise, Scott.
I think this was put out for the blacktop area, then a separate bid for the part that's not blacktop. Okay, I got Scotty's bid here. Option 1, overlay of the parking lot, 1,405 square yards, was $18,250. I think I'm reading that right. Option 2, the new area, and that's back there where the fuel tank's at, and we did do some work back there and put some new gravel down back there. Approximately 160 square yards at $13,625. And he's got also an option 3 here for overlaying the parking lot approximately 1,405 square yards. Recommendation option for $26,195.
Is that a base and a surface? So option 1 was,
It's for the scope of work that was presented in the bid.
Okay, so this is option 1 like it was bid then, okay. All right, and then option 2 was like
It's
it's
the new
bid?
area as specified in the bid, and then option 3 is the recommended bid option for base failures, and there is a map attached in the bid.
Okay. What did you say option 3 was while he's reading that? What do you-
It includes option 1, but base failures also.
Base, okay, so you're
Up
going to
front,
go in
yeah,
there.
there's,
some places.
yeah, at the entrances, there are 2 spots, and then in front of the concrete pad, where all the ambulances come in and out.
Where the weight is.
Copy of the bid, that's the bid
And
and
it
the
was
map.
26 something,
Yes.
25, instead of 18.
Yeah, because option 1 would just be putting it over the
Top
failure.
of. Mill along concrete and enters a building, flat back, yeah. 1.5 inch of surface.
Okay, got any more questions for him? We'll open the second bid.
Thank you.
Second bid is Charles DeWeese Construction. The bid total on option 1, and that's to mill the concrete at the entrance is needed, sweep and clean, and they apply tack coat. Asphalt service of 1.5 inches is $24,500. Option 2, grade and shape existing base stone as needed. Asphalt base of 2 inches, asphalt resurface of $16,100.
$24,500.
24.5.
And I'll pass this out to the court.
Okay. Then we got another third.
Bid number 3.
Plans, permitting, or staking, fields.
It's on the back of
Who was it second on it? Second? DeWeese.
Okay, this came from SFP LLC proposal. They're out of Franklin, Kentucky.
That's Kent Stamps. I bet. It's gonna be cheap.
Okay, look like bid number 1. Option 2, I'm sorry, this is option 2, is $12,500. And I guess this is option number 1, 1.5 inches, tack oil applied, overlay. Around the building entrance, best I can tell, is $21,500. I'm gonna pass that around.
Since you're the only one here, how long of a process will that be? How long will they be locked up if either one of these options, even, let's just say option 3, because that's gonna be the one that's most invasive. So how long will they be tied up there?
Fresh work would be about a day, and they can still use the facility in and out. And then you're looking at paving probably a day, and then recommended 3 to 5 days staying off of it. But I know that facility can stay open, so I don't think
We could have them park somewhere else, for
I would recommend
3 to 5
park
days.
somewhere else. They could use the drive lanes coming in and out, but try to park employees somewhere else.
That church would probably.
Oh, Grace Baptist.
I bet you that would.
Grace Baptist, this.
I don't know what y'all thought. I'm more inclined to fixing them dips, man, because they're just gonna continue to
They're just
fail.
gonna roll right back out. I mean, if they just put it over top of it.
Them ambulances are heavy, and they're in and out of that one time
I think
So we also want to do the new area?
I'd do option
I do.
2 and option 3 on the Scotty's bid is what I would be doing.
Yeah, because if you, like they're saying that if we choose option one, you know, that they won't guarantee base failure because that's how bad it is. So that just tells you right there.
Yeah, I'm option 3.
The option, well,
Make that recommendation there, Jason.
Yeah, you got to.
Make that recommendation there, Jason. We got you back.
We'll run you over.
Way back, no.
Option 2, 3, I think what be the best.
I'm good with that.
I'd like to put it into the form of a motion to accept Scotty's bid for option number 2, which includes the new area, $13,625. And then option number 3, which is the overlay of the parking lot of the existing area and fixing the failures there. And that bid is $26,195.
So total's 39,820. If you need to know that.
What is it?
39,820.
So the total bid would be $39,820.
Yeah. So, just for clarity, it looks like, although it wasn't specified in number 1 to do so, it does look like SFP. It says cut both entrances in road, fill with base compact 4 inches. I don't know if that's the only failures, is those 2 entrances on the road? Or is there up more?
I don't know that.
Do you know, how many failures are?
In that map, I showed in front of the concrete pad where the ambulance is coming in and out of that building.
No, there's a map. There's a map right here.
It should be that light blue area.
So in front of the concrete pad too.
It's sort of in front of the concrete pad all the way across. It looks like the whole face of it.
It's a little bit different.
I
They're doing
just,
a little bit more.
I just knew we might have to
No, I
answer a
appreciate
question.
you pointing that out, because I didn't catch that. Still looks like it's the best bid.
I did too.
Yeah, I mean, do I need to?
No, you're good.
Good.
I mean, I didn't know if I needed to say.
I just wanted to show that if there was any.
I'll second Jason's bid, or his bid, his motion.
Okay, I think I understood y'all to say that, awarded the bid to Scotty because y'all felt like that was the best bid. And, and then we've had a motion, we've had a second.
That's correct.
I think I have nothing else.
I think that'll get the second copy of the bid. Scott, you see it? Yeah, there you go, copies in there.
Okay, your questions? Okay, let's have a roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle. Yes. Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, next item of business is open bid for IP phone system for county government offices for a 5-year period. And Tyler, I might need your help up here to kind of read these things that we open. Since you know more about the IT stuff than I do. First
Got me on
bid
that, Judge.
is telecom services for Logan County from Cross Path. Oh, Scott done a great job of sealing that up.
Thomas, where's that pocket knife? I know you got one.
Better watch it to cut the atoms in there, man. I'm gonna tell you. That thing's dull, Judge. You better watch it. Oh, dull knife that you cut.
He done broke it or something.
I think last time I guess you flip it up here.
There you go. There you go. Tips broke off of it. I got a birthday this week. I got a pin it around to my family that,
There you go.
you know, that'd be a pretty good present, you know, my ninth.
I'm gonna hold on to it for a few seconds. There you go, Tyler.
We got a
Copy for everybody, so
be without it.
looks like a copy for everyone. So, enough for everybody.
Okay.
He passed them out upside down. He must be ambidextrous or something. I got them all jacked up.
Reading them from the back side.
Yeah.
huh?
This way.
Oh, I should say, you're not practice to put the staple in the right hand corner.
Common practice. Please stand
Fire
by.
is all it is to it. Okay.
Tyler, you need to read the total from it.
Yeah, I'm still looking.
Did we specify the bid individual?
Yep, we did. Okay, let's start with. So the bid from Cross Path Networks, Telecom Networks, which I believe is the only representative we have here today. Scott is with them. We asked that those bids be put out separately for each department. For the county clerk's office is a total of 13 phones, and the monthly total for that is $265.05. The original price was $441. We got a government discount of 40%. Yeah, take any points off here if we can spell it wrong. Monthly total $265.05. Oh man. All right, so in the detention center, we have 15 phones. Monthly costs.
$330.
It was $536.25 after discount, $321.75. Sheriff's office has 17 phones. They win, I think, the most phones.
But the bill's less.
$533.25 is the original after discount. The total is $319.95 a month for the sheriff's office. And for this office, they have 8 phones and this conference phone here. And before discounts is $430. After discounts is $258 per month. Let's see, road department. We have 3 phones at the road department. $133.25 before discounts, $79.95 per month for 3 phones there, that's very reasonable, I will tell you. Solid waste. That would be Nathan Cockrell's 1 phone, $46.20 a month after the discount.
$620 for the
There's a
workouts.
one-time setup fee.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm missing the setup fees?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
yeah.
Well, setup fees waived
Is it?
on solid waste, waived, all setup fees are
Oh,
waived.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But that normally is $80 on that. They're all different because, no, it's not. They're all, yeah, it is. That one would have been this one would have been 800, that one would have been
But that's waived
560.
with
All the installation fees are waived, I would say, partially because that's currently what we have.
Is that correct?
All setup fees are waived.
Yes, that's correct.
Correct, right.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see, archives, I don't think I mentioned archives. There's one phone there, $46.20 a month after discounts. With the setup fee waived. Emergency management, they have one phone, $46.20, setup fee waived. County Attorney's Office has 8 phones, and after discounts, $171.15, setup fees waived. I do not have a grand total. I don't know if y'all do, but. It might give a better perspective, maybe.
Okay, we're on, over the next bid. Looks like it comes from Oregon.
I'm sorry, what was that? $0.45?
There it is.
Okay, for the whole county.
15.
$1,554.45 per month for the entire county. How many total phones was that?
68, I think it is, and then there's a fax line goes on our page.
Oh, there's a fax line at each?
There's fax lines there as well.
Okay.
So the phone is, it's the big phone, the big outline, the little fax lines, and those other phones for.
Okay, and this one conference phone that we have, or conference. Conference phone. Who'd you say that was?
Just a minute, now, right here again, I'm trying to, work 2 different openers here. It's from,
I didn't write down the total, but that's about right. I made it up again.
Okay. Oh, no, that's,
Yes.
that's what they put. The origin ID would be.
Yeah, we have
Yes.
crossed that.
Or OSUA, I don't know. Let's pull them out, we'll see what it's, pull them out here. Yeah, it's ComNet Solutions.
I can't answer that. I don't know.
Are we adding any phones or adding any fax lines, or is this just what we have?
No, this is I'm not sure on the total number of ads or subtractions. I think they're doing all that.
This company is ComNet Solutions.
It melts.
Yeah, I forgot I had it, Mr. Kyle. I've got now to have
brought
it
some
ringing.
too.
What we got on, what'd you say that was Com what?
ComNet Solutions. And also it says TPX Communications. They're hosted unified communication services. Says optional features solution includes option includes a call recording with 100 gigabyte of storage each location. This function can be added to any phone anytime.
When's our contract run up on this?
End of September.
And it's for 5 years.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Take off points for not putting a little bit of holes.
I gotta remember, if I ever give out Tyler a roofing bill, send that to my attorney for proofreading it and
Put it together
somebody
properly.
else for artistic design,
Tell
and
you
somebody else for, geez Louise, man, it was rough.
Just break that down, tell me what it says.
Well, I'm still looking. So they broke out the phones and the fax total to each department, which is what we already know, 13, 15, 17, 8, 3, 1, 1, 1, 8. all locations have at least one fax line. They have 3 fax lines here and 2 fax lines at detention center. Got that many faxes?
That's weird. Why would you do
I'd
that?
say we got the county
Probably.
clerk's office.
Probably, yeah.
HR has to have their own
Yeah.
too, for privacy.
Occupational tax, make sure they keep theirs.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. I'm trying to get to the price.
Facts, man, it's 1980, man.
Oh, some places still use it.
Some places still
We use
require.
them.
Yeah, some places.
Y'all ain't got them things called bridges?
Hey, we do too on Newtown Road. We were drive through water.
Y'all still on the forwards, huh? It gives you something to look forward to. You know what I'm saying?
So, non-recurring cost. Total monthly, $266.38. That's probably like a lease to own the phones, I would guess. It says non-recurring. Services recurring is $1,953.29.
So you'd have to add the two together, the 19 plus the 2, or the 19 is the total?
Let me look at it. 1345 plus 120, 1417 plus, no. The services monthly are $1953.29. Then over here to the left, they've got non-recurring cash costs of the UCAS, $635. We won't even, I won't even worry about that right now. All I know, we need to know is that recurring services monthly is $1953.29. And, being that it's already $400 more.
And they're not subtracting that out of it, so we just know that 19 is what the actual monthly bill is.
Maybe if I turn further, it'll give me more information. Yeah, maybe I should keep going, because there's more. It'd take me all day to figure all this out. Base. CAS plus recording, okay. So that includes recording. 1501, TPX, POE. So site detail costs with options. So now it's saying $1732.69. Okay, they just put a page price.
It's $1732.69 plus that $200 number. Does that get you to the 19 that you were just spitting out?
Sounds like it.
Sounds like it does. $1779.99 or $1732.69.
$1732.69. What's the other number?
$266.38.
That's your 1953 and some change, right?
Yeah, it's $1999.07 if you put them two together. So I don't know. Either way, it's over and above the cost that we've got from CrossPass so far.
And we're happy with the service.
Installment payment. This is an estimate, not a formal contract for 5337 569203.
It's just a year-to-year deal, it's
It's fine.
five-year contract.
No, I think we got another one.
You got another bid, or is it just?
I've got one more bid.
Oh, yeah.
Wish they were here to answer some questions, but they're not. But I guess they're from where?
Oregon.
Oregon?
I think that's where Judge said it was mailed from.
If I'm gonna totally decipher this, it's gonna take me a little time.
Ohio. They're from Ohio.
Anybody wanna look at it?
Okay, got one more bid here from Copper Band Technologies. They sent a list of references. That was on the outside. Okay.
Now, your monthly cost is $1,953.29. That is your monthly cost.
If you go to
You've
the next
got-
page,
You've got $1,345.38 in UCAAS. I have no idea what that is. You have $120.93 in MSX networking. You have, so that makes your total for the service $1,732.69. And then you have the CommNet Solution Professional Support Service in each.
it's a total of 220 to 60.
The total is $220.60, that brings you to $1953.39.
Then you go to another page. I don't know.
And there is another page that says 1,501, and then 1,732.69.
Like I say, a lot of times,
Y'all still up a little.
well,
the other one is.
like I say, a lot of times it's good when you have this, a 5-year bid. It's always good to have somebody here to ask how, you know, if it's so much detail on it.
You're not gonna get much detail out of that one.
5-year contract term, this is from the Copper Band. Summary of prices by department, all equipment, leasing, phone, and fax bill included. See attached estimate for complete line breakout. Total monthly commitment, $3,992.33.
You don't read that out loud. That guy will have another bid next time.
$3,992.33.
I've made my conclusion. Walmart keeps that in.
There's no, let me just make sure there's no, here's after the discount, you know, but
There might be a $2,000 discount there we're not seeing.
that ain't gonna happen on this one,
Okay.
so.
We appreciate all the bidders.
What'd you say that monthly bill was?
$39.92.23.
$3,992.33.
Okay, now what's it on the second we opened up?
We're gonna go with, $1,953.29.
That drives me crazy, I can't figure this out.
And what was the name of that company?
That was, TPX.
CPS?
TPX. It's just too, I mean,
Thomas won't take that home, study it.
I'm gonna take it home today.
But see, there's also a side over here that says, non-reoccurring. And as I read this, you have to pay $13,801.02 up front,
For the
and then
equipment.
you have a monthly bill. But I could very well be wrong with that. But as y'all said, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And what's the monthly bill on Scott,
On CrossPath,
Cross Path?
15,
it was $1554.45.
45.
$1554.45.
I need to give us a,
Yeah.
Yes, you'll need them all, I guess. Here's the CrossPath. Well, I wrote on that one.
what about this one? There's Cross Paths. And then what was the other guy's
I'm
name?
not sure where it's at. Their other was Copper Band.
Price, I apologize, I was.
Price on that was $3,992.33.
Was that pesos?
Total monthly. I'll just make sure what year we have total monthly commitment.
Where are they from? Down at the bottom.
That's the cell number, they don't give me. They don't say where they're from, right there. Oh, here we go. Hopkinsville.
Huh. Never heard of them.
California. Okay. Well, I think after looking at all the bids and with cost and, and with our previous experience with our telecom folks, I have lots of faith in Cross Path. I know they know what they're doing. And I know we have some issues that we're working out at the jail. We're still working on. There's some networking issues there. But you've got 17 phones in your office, Steve. There's 15 at the jail, but you have no problem with yours, right?
No, I would like for them to come down and maybe give us a better understanding of what we don't know.
Like user.
Issue. We've got 3 lines, but only one working. But we didn't know until we started getting calls. And then I think we just have some questions about it. Like usually if the internet goes out, it's all through the computers,
So maybe some user training.
Yeah. I mean, if we call them, they fix what we have to do.
Right.
So I can't.
Yeah, Scott, if you want to say anything, you're welcome to.
So, on our so we currently do the phone service today for the county. You guys are currently on what we call our older legacy system. So part of this bid is to move you to our new system, which will give you and your users a lot more control over what the system does than you have today. On top of the bid itself, it's also a savings for the county. So this bid, I went back and looked at your previous bills. This bid actually saves about $780 some odd dollars a month from what you're currently paying today. Because 5 years ago to today, our buying power has gotten a lot stronger. So we were able to actually lower the cost down even more for the county as well. So today, I think the county's roughly paying about $2,000 some odd dollars a month. So this will lower it down to about $1,500 some odd dollars.
Yeah, that's about right. Because before I went through the bill list and added them all together, and it was over $2,000
And
a
then
month.
part of the deployment of this, these are all new phones. So the ones that you guys have today are phones that we don't even sell anymore. So the newer phones, we now move to more video training. A lot of our users like that, so they can go back and review it. They don't have to call somebody. They can just go to our website, play the video. It tells you everything about the phone you can possibly ever think of. And then obviously part of our bid includes all the technical support 24/7 by 365. Also includes all the on-site support that's needed. The only time that we would charge if we came on site is if it wasn't our equipment that was causing the problem. But then obviously we would let you know about that before we did anything. So we would just surprise you with the charge and say, hey, this is what it is. So it's a complete overhaul of what's there today.
Is it Grand String phones?
It still is. It's all, I know today the phones that they have the little buttons on the side with the paper that you have to slide in. It's all digital now. It's all on screen.
Touch screen.
Well, no, it's not touch screen, but it's all, it's page buttons
I
and
got you.
pages and stuff.
Okay.
And you can set up however you want to.
I see what you're saying.
So ours is the same way. When our internet goes down, the computers, the phones, none of it work. With this new system, will that change or will it be the same?
Great question. I think you brought that up as well. So under our previous system, you guys did not get our service assurance. So service assurance is a product that we developed after 2016, and what that allows us to do, except for, I think we did put on the sheriff's office. I think if your phones go down, it goes to dispatch, if I'm not mistaken.
It does do that.
Yeah. So now, as part of the bid, you guys requested service assurance on all the departments. So what service assurance allows them to do is they can log into our portal and configure it, and it basically creates a failover path that if the system will detect that the phones are down within 15 seconds, After about 15 seconds, it will reroute the calls to wherever they need to go to make sure that somebody's still getting through somewhere. It could be a cell phone, it could be another department, it could be anything. And then if the phones come back up, it waits approximately 30 seconds to make sure they're stable. And if they're stable after 30 seconds, it will then roll it right back automatically. The users don't have to do anything.
That's great. Well, I've heard enough. Y'all good? Y'all any more questions for Scott? Appreciate you
No
for
problem.
the
Thank
bid,
you.
everything that you do. I'll make a motion that we accept the bid from CrossPath Telecommunication for a total of $1,554.45 per month for all the services. Judge, do I need to do each individual one, or just a total?
Just total, I
Okay.
think,
Okay.
was
All
said.
right. All right.
Would do this, because he's broken it down to what each department will pay.
Yeah, anyway, that's $1,554.45 a month for phones for all departments in the county. That's all.
So do you think that'll work, Amanda?
I'll second
Or you might say is individually bid added up to $1,545.
It's been listed out. I mean, she can take the bid and list it out without Tyler having to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a second.
Jason did.
Jason did.
Okay. Question? Not hearing, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
On another note, we was talking about the jail. They are still having some problems with their phones being. That network over there has been pieced together, band-aided, added here and there over since, the 90s. So they've looked at it, Nick Greenham looked at it, and I think with these new phones, we may see an improvement, but we still have some networking problems at the jail that we need to consider. He did provide a quote to, he sent to the judge and I, it was a quote to replace all the wiring and to put a new router in, new switches, and make it all not look like a rat's nest. And if it were me, I would definitely replace the wiring that's there. I think even he said there's some, there's always there's a new generation of cat cables. So you have Cat 5, it was Cat 3 before that, but you had Cat 5, Cat 5E, Cat 6, Cat 6A. So we have some stuff at the jail that's Cat 5 before the E, which is very, very old. And then there's some Cat 6, and there's some Cat 5E. It's just a rat's nest. So we're going to have to get a couple more quotes, to suffice the process, and see what else was out there, obviously. But we definitely going to have to look at doing some stuff at the jail. We did in the past. We hired a company to come and they put in a new router, but it's still not right. But like I said, these new phones may help some, but we still putting lipstick on the pig. So that might come up later. Just to give y'all a fair warning.
Okay, any other comments? Okay, let's have roll call.
we already.
We already voted on that, Judge. Sorry. I made those comments after the vote.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry.
Okay, let's, Tobacco Festival request of $6,000. That's what we put in the budget. They'll carry on the Tobacco Festival. And hopefully they'll be able to have it.
And that's in the budget? We had that in the budget, okay.
What's the amount in the budget?
6,000.
I'd like to see us increase that a little bit, just due to having to do things a little different. The back festival, just like y'all did, have to do it.
That's basically what they're asking for.
$1,500 more.
We didn't have to pay it last year. right? Correct me if I'm wrong, we
Did
didn't
not,
pay
correct.
we didn't pay the contribution last year because they didn't have it.
No, no.
I'd like to see us, maybe do 8.
Well, we got 6 in the budget. And that, and we raised it, last year that they had it, from, 2,000 to 6.
Well, I just, I just would like to see us do a little, I'm not saying every year, but I'm just saying this year, being we're having to do something a little different, that we maybe just give a couple extra grand to help cover those costs of, keeping people safe and healthy, and maybe, we've gotten all kinds of funds already from different things, ARPA funds and CARES money, and if we could help provide some hand cleaning stations or anything like that to help. That's just my thought. What do y'all want to do?
Like I said, it's definitely different, and they didn't come and ask for 6,000 plus 6,000, so we didn't give them 6,000 last year. They asked for 12. I mean, we can just do what they're asking for, which is $7,645, far from $8,000. I mean, that's what they asked for, $7,645.
Oh, okay, I didn't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do down there. Okay, make a motion.
I'll make a motion, we'll give $7,645 to the, our contribution for the Tobacco and Heritage Festival in October.
I'll second it. But I will say that, like he said, just because, we didn't have it last year and we're still dealing with COVID, and they're having to do some extra precautions with a hand sanitizer machine, machines around everywhere, and try to keep people at more distance, doing more things outside. I think 6,000 is fine on a normal year. I think next year, hopefully everything's back to normal. It needs to stay 6,000. I think we, increased it enough, but like this year, I think because of the extra circumstances, and we saved 6,000 last year. I think we can afford to do $1,645 more. So, yeah, after running my mouth, I'll still second your motion.
Okay, did somebody put that in the motion?
Yeah, I got a
Yeah.
motion in a second. I
Okay.
made the motion and Tyler seconded it, right?
Okay, any more discussion? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
I'm gonna vote no because I budgeted 6,000. And, other than that, I'm, happy to support the Tobacco Festival, but we budgeted for 6,000. Okay, approve the litter abatement, request application.
Just to let y'all know, this is every year, it's an annual grant that they give us from the state. It's for the jail and the nonprofits to pick up litter for supplies and any expenses they call deemed essential. And it's about $47,000. It's been fairly consistent in recent years, about $47,000 a year. So just-
Can that be used for labor?
Yes, it is. It's used for the deputy inmates, the deputy that watches the inmates. It's used for his salary or her salary. And that's used for the nonprofit groups to pay for their labor too. And I could even get paid for it as well. Through,
So we just need to approve that request.
it's for the judge to sign.
Okay, and that amount of money is how much?
They determine it based on your road mileage in your county.
Yeah.
So they don't really, it's just, there's nothing really we can do to add or subtract to that by writing stuff up or anything like that. It's just kind of how much funds they have available and how many road miles we have. And so it's been pretty steady though, at about $47,000 a year.
Okay.
You say it's a grant?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we don't have to match it, we don't have to have any, anything to pay it back as long as we spend it. We didn't spend it last year, but we were very much on track to spend it for this year in '21. So,
So moved. Second.
Okay, we got a motion and second to go ahead and file the application. And agreement and abatement for the county request for agreement and litter abatement program grant funding. Question. Okay, let's have a roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Logan,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
Thank you, Nathan.
Okay, item number 6, passed out a little information. Did I give all elected officials one of these?
This one right here?
That we got this morning for guidance from the health department. And not telling you a whole lot, but I presume that the personnel committee met earlier.
We have spoken.
Who's on that committee?
And any of you need copies of what I passed out at the last meeting from another county?
Is there anything that came from the personnel committee,
There you go,
recommendation or something to talk about? You wanted everybody?
It's a no-win situation.
Yeah,
It's just a no-win situation.
I think we definitely need to proceed on with the 10 days because we're gonna, you know, this ain't the flu season, you know, this is something totally different.
There you go, man. Sorry, I
Okay.
couldn't, trying to do it without
And
licking
I
my
know every
fingers.
situation, every case could be different.
Is this the pay though? We're talking about the pay now though, right?
Oh, we are. We talking about, what are we talking about?
We're talking about
Talking about how many days off we're gonna pay for people to be off because of being sick, right?
just for a period of time, I would
Right.
think.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think this was from last board meeting as well.
Right.
Just based
I'm
on-
on the right track, right?
Yeah, you.
All right, I'm sorry, I was just making
Keep
sure
on,
because
Buzz.
it said,
I'm doing good.
because I was wanting to make sure because it was talking about pay.
Oh, okay.
It was
Yeah, right.
discussed COVID
Yeah, it was a
pay
little-
for-
It was a little vague, yeah.
Okay.
But, so, yeah, I think every situation could be different. I mean, it could be, one situation could be different for Sky's department, it could be different for the sheriff's department. Scotty's office, they all work shoulder to shoulder. Sheriff's office, they all run around, you know, in their cars and not together a lot, you know what I'm saying? Or not in the office space together. So, they're each elected officials for their office. And they know their environment, they know how to make their environment safe for their employees. I definitely, and Barry and I spoke, and, you know, we definitely believe that we need to, for sure, continue the 10 days extra pay for being off for COVID, whether it's quarantine or if you have COVID. We do have, and, you know, to bring up what Thomas mentioned in the last meeting is we do have good benefit packages here at our county, and we do offer lots of sick time for people that are sick. And if, you know, if you're diagnosed with COVID, you are sick, and I believe that, you know, that combined with the 10 days.
Are you talking about a one-time 10 days over a certain period of time, or what are we talking about?
I'm talking about 10 days within
In a calendar year, how does that 10 days equate to?
What
Like,
if they get it a second time?
Is it just a one-time 10 days or the 10 days per occurrence or what is it?
Yeah.
I think it's
as I define it, read it, it's 10 days, period. one time, you got 10 days, whether, some people are quarantined for 5 days, I have no symptoms, boom, we're back to work. So they didn't use the whole 10.
But I think we can, and Barry had mentioned before that, we could do something maybe case by case basis. So say they've used their 10 days, say they've wiped out their sick days, or they've almost, you don't want somebody completely wipe out their sick days. But, people's got children, got kids, they had to stay home with, and they might get sick too. We don't want somebody to wipe out their sick days. So I don't think it would be totally, if they used up their 10 days, and at Scotty's office, he has somebody that he does not feel like they need to come to his back to work because it endangers his other employees. He don't want them to get sick. He don't want 5 other people to be out of work. He could come to the court and say, hey, I had somebody that was quarantined. They had to stay home. They've already used their 10 days. They've already used a bunch of their sick days. Will the court approve 5 more days for them to be, because there's just because every situation is different. I mean, there's families right now that are dealing with people that their loved ones are on a ventilator. I mean, literally, there was a mom dropped off 2 of their kids at my house this morning for my wife to take them to school because their father is sitting on a ventilator today. So, I mean, if that mom couldn't go to, their kids were sick, she's got to stay home. It could be the same situation with our employees. So it's just, it's tricky times, and I think it's not, I would hate to say 10 days and that's it. I just hate to do that in the way that especially the way that the growth is coming right now with the more and more infections. And I could, on 2 hands, I could count the people I know on a ventilator. Well, and I can also say people that I knew that were on a ventilator, because now they're dead. So, I take this thing very, very seriously, and I just, I would hate to put a set amount. We could say 10 days for sure and leave it at that, but if Scotty or the sheriff or somebody would have come here and say, hey, there's a family every one of them's got it. The mom's on a ventilator in the hospital, the dad's in the hospital, the grandparents are, it could just be a terrible situation for one family. And then at the discretion of the elected official for that office or department, well, elected officials over, department heads in any situation, they could bring those case by case situations. We might not have, today we have 1 case to where there's somebody that's gotten infected twice, and so I would hate to put some kind of number on it to say this is what it's going to be, but I mean, we could definitely do the 10, but I mean, down at the sheriff's office, Steve might have somebody that was say somebody was vaccinated, and Steve's like, well, the husband's got, or the wife or whatever's got COVID, they're positive, but this person's been vaccinated, and I feel okay about them coming to work because the guidelines say that if you've been vaccinated, you can still come to work. That's CDC guidelines. I'm not saying it's Logan County's guidelines, that's the CDC guidelines. So, but Scotty may not feel comfortable with that with his department, so I don't know. I mean, like I said, every department's different. I think we need to take a case-by-case basis, leave the 10 in place. It's going through September. Leave the 10 in place, and if we have those odd situations where it needs to be more, then let the elected officials come and make that request.
So, I guess I agree and understand in principle and probably could support it. I would need a little more clarity. I'm a little leery of doing just case by case, and who's making that decision? Is the elected official making that decision? Is the judge making that decision? Is this body making that decision? I'm a little leery of doing a case by case, but if you would maybe come up with a formula, and I'm just saying, because I'm in favor of the 10 days 100%. Matter of fact, if you want to say September 1, we're resetting the days. Come September 1, we're giving 10 more days. That's what the county's decided to do. I'll support that 100%, okay? And that should take out the issue of this one case. But even if it doesn't, I'm worried about the future cases. But I do not think it's fair to the taxpayer who are offering sick days and people are hoarding them up and will not use them because they want to save them for retirement. I'm against that. Now, I also agree it's not fair. One could argue that it's not fair to take sick days for being sick because it's affecting my retirement. But that ain't fair to the taxpayer either. The taxpayer offers that benefit for a reason, and that's to be sick and be compensated, okay? Or, you know, you gotta be quarantined or something. So I think that's the purpose of the 10 days. I think that in good faith shows that the county cares. But if you wanted to come up with a formula and say, hey, if you know, if you've used your 10 days and you have no sick days, then that triggers the case-by-case scenario.
That was what we were sort of thinking about on that deal.
Okay.
If you've used up all but 5 of your sick days, and you're coming in here and you have it again, I think you
Then
need
that
5.
could
I
trigger.
need 5 days of cushion with sick days, and I think that ought to trigger it to take care of this problem.
I just don't want the trigger to come before nobody uses a sick day
And I
that
agree.
the taxpayer is paying for. Okay? So if you want to say, hey, if you've used your 10 days and you got it again, or you quarantined again, or whatever, you can use your sick days. And when you get down, and I'm happy to have a discussion of what that number is. When you get down to you only have 40 hours of sick time left, then you can come in and request additional COVID days. And that would trigger another, you know, but it needs to be a set of rules, not just, you know, somebody comes in there and says, oh, you know, I've had this or I had that. And, you know, we just need to make sure that people are not coming to us and they got 400 hours of sick hours or sick time. They don't want to take none of it. They want more COVID time. COVID time, sick time, call it what you want. You know, the taxpayers funding it, you know, and we fund it for that purpose, you know. If you're sick, don't come to work. We don't want you to come to work. You're going to get paid. You're going to be able to get a paycheck. You're going to be able to pay your bills. You know, you got to use your sick time. And I don't want them to have to use every bit of their sick time. Y'all come up with a number that's reasonable, but
You
there
think,
should be-
which way would be more comfortable? Would you rather reset it on an annual basis, or would you rather come up with a number?
reset the.
You like,
Reset
when
the
you
10
start,
days.
when you reset your 10 days after the year?
Well, I think we kind of look at that as the COVID pandemic, you know, plays out, you know, because this is changing every day, you know. So now we're dealing with 4 different variances and, you know, one deadlier than the other, and one vaccine, you know, works 95% good on this one and 50% good on that one. So it's changing every day. So, I mean, I think it's a moving target, but if y'all would sit down and say, hey, you know what, we're going to reset the days today. I think we kind of really have already done that to some extent. If y'all want to say September 1, we're resetting the clock on COVID time. You know, you can get 10 days starting September 1. I'm not saying y'all do that, but I'm happy to support that because I do feel like there's a new wave coming along. And if we did that, it resets the clock for everybody,
People get
right?
their sick time month, but it'd be easier
I don't
for this
know.
fiscal year.
Like I said, it's a no-win situation. I agree that they ought to use up some of their sick days, but I don't want them to run out of sick days. That's why I said
That's right.
there, you can handle them case by case, but then that puts departments or the elected official at pressure. But there's no sense hoarding a bunch of sick days.
That's right. It's not fair to the
So you get like 2 weeks.
Okay,
taxpayer.
only thing we run into this with one case the second time, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Sometime about, what, Scotty, was it August 2nd?
I would say 10 days.
10, like once you get down to 10, then you can.
Then the elected official brings that case
I don't think we reset it to 10. I think we only, if they have 4 days left on the quarantine, then we only give them 4 days. We don't do 10 automatically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, that should all have guidelines of,
Yeah.
you know, doctors, you know, testing positive and you're quarantined or whatever.
I think, like you said, if we
I
reset.
can come up here every day and tell you guys probably around somebody potentially have COVID and stay home, you know, I mean.
Yeah.
This is probably an everyday occurrence if you look hard enough. So, I mean, I
You
was
might have to write something up
at a
on
meeting last 2 weeks ago, our state representatives. You know, we got an email that afternoon, somebody was at the meeting, had COVID, or tested positive.
Tested positive.
So, you know, so that's an everyday, if you're gonna move on with your life, that's gonna be an everyday occurrence, you know. So it has to be a reasonable expectation of, you know, what the county needs to do, what the taxpayer needs to do, and what the employer needs to do. So if that triggers 40 hours, 80 hours, whatever, y'all come up with that trigger, you know, you gotta use your sick time. I know it's your employment, you're using your sick time, period, you know. So,
Oh, my.
yeah.
Not if I got the vaccine.
So it's a different set of rules if you've got a vaccine or if you, no. Okay. I thought it was the same for anybody. If you got quarantined, you're using your sick time. That's what the last thing I read. So.
Oh, really?
I thought the vaccine made a difference too for,
Yeah.
yeah.
They talked about it at first, but then they changed.
It went back and forth a couple of times.
Okay, well maybe.
And, well, I know that if, like, you know, I've had the vaccine, so if I were to be around somebody that tested positive for COVID, the health department's not going to tell me to quarantine because I've been vaccinated. So there are a set of rules for, and that's CDC guidelines. That's
Unless
not,
you have symptoms, right?
unless you have
Unless you have
symptoms.
symptoms.
Unless you have-
Symptoms.
And then you get tested.
Yeah.
And then, you know, but yeah, if you don't have symptoms and you've been vaccinated, I could, you know, I was around somebody that tested positive, I could go to work as long as I don't have symptoms, you know. And that could be
They
situations.
just asked you to look at the 5th day.
Right.
That's what they told us. And I just want to thank the court again for looking at this, because I think the employees are what we all represent as far as leaders, and it's an important conversation. And I think we all want to come up with the best plan for everybody. This thing is changing, so I would encourage the court to maybe make a short term, you know, as we go, maybe every 3 months. If the pandemic is still as bad as it is, whatever plan y'all come up with, we'll reassess it in 3 months, just to say things have changed a little bit, the numbers have come down, we may be able to look at it a different way, because what we're looking at, Logan and I and all the others, Steve and Phil, we're looking at it, the health department is guiding us through this, basically, if we get, and that has changed from even 3 months ago. So, whether you're vaccinated, whether you're not, the guidelines are changing with them. Like, I call Matt, he's the director. I usually call him and say, where are we, what do we need to do? And he gave me good guidance last time. And we got through the last time where we were able to keep our employees working, serving the public. So I think that's number one for me, is to be safe, but also serve the public that we serve.
So the state's guideline they use on how thick COVID is in your area is they use, you know, the incident rate. So if you're a red county, they recommend this or recommend that, because that means there's a lot of cases in your county. So maybe we could gear it towards that. If we're in the red zone as far as incident rate, then we do that. And if it gets better, I mean, I don't know.
But the thing, I want to come up with a good plan, but also don't want to create any more work for Amanda and the judge's staff that have to do the work behind the scenes for that.
Why can't we just reset the 10 days to the first of the year, or to the end of the year?
Well, and Amanda said that they do everything else calendar year on time, so, right, so it's easier for them to keep it at a calendar year.
Let's just reset it to December 31st, and then we'll visit it again, the 10 days.
And I don't think we're going to deal with this, hopefully a lot, but at least we can be, as Thomas indicated, responsible to the taxpayer, but we can also be as good as we can be to our employees to try to retain them. I don't want them to come to work sick. So that's what my goal is.
So if we reset the days today back to 10, and then after December, at the end of this calendar year, we see where we're at January 1, and kind of just see what the state of the pandemic is at that time. And then we'll, you know, like you said, it changes all the time. And that's why I said I'd hate to set a, you know, a date and a number of days, you know, because
I just think that's gonna be complicated for you guys and us too, coming and.
But still, I would think like you're going to treat some things case by case basis as well, because you're going to be like, well, you know, CDC said this, but you know, you might know that person's vaccinated. I don't know. You know, it could be case by case for you. You might be like, no, stay home. You know, but you might be like, I think it's okay. Come on to work. You know, so.
And we've already done that. We've worked through that.
Right. Okay.
We're all in new water.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
And we're all in the fire.
I mean, it's.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, if everybody else is good with that, I say we reset the days back to 10 for being off for COVID quarantine or, you know, being sick with COVID.
And just make sure I'm clear,
In addition to your sick days.
It doesn't matter if you've previously used 0 or 10 days. You're just September
Just 10.
1, you're going to 10.
You don't have
So-
20.
so-
If
so-
you didn't use it,
right,
you don't
that's
have
what I'm
20
getting at.
days.
You don't
Oh,
have
right, no,
20.
we're
So
reset. yeah.
September 1 or whatever date y'all decide to pick, you know, September 1, you're going to 10. So if somebody's used 5,
Uh-huh.
they don't have 10 more.
They just have
They
10.
just have 10.
Right.
Okay, I can
And
support
that's
that.
for positive test and quarantine. It doesn't matter one way or the other. correct?
If the health
To
department, if the health department says you need to quarantine, that's what.
And I'm just strictly asking that for Janice's and I's clarity when
Yeah.
somebody comes and asks us that, we know what response to give. I'm not saying we shouldn't.
Yeah, no.
Well, we need,
Some places are requiring you to show proof of a positive test. I don't know if that's, we've had people ask us that, do we have to show you proof that we're positive? So those are just some of the questions Janice and I will get.
We've been doing that in
That we
order to
just
pay
need
the
some
COVID
guidance.
pay.
I mean, I know
I
that,
think we should. I mean, I think if they
So right now,
say
we're getting
I'm
a
tested
positive letter, we're getting a positive letter from the health
Right.
department. We're also getting a letter stating what date they can come back to work.
gotcha.
And
I mean, and that's the
that's
key, I
proof.
think. I know the school system works very closely with the health department, and I think that's what we should do here too, you know, and I think we do, work, I mean, judges on the board, so, I mean.
well, actually, 10-day period, just an 8-day work week.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
know why I'm down there, 'cause you got a weekend somewhere in that 10
And
days.
sometimes, if you have COVID, if you started having symptoms 3 days ago, then you've only got, you know, 7 more days
Yeah.
to quarantine, as long as you're not really sick, so.
Uh,
So anyway,
And I think when we do this, if we do a motion of any kind, it needs to have a cutoff time in it that can be extended for that 1 10-day period. You know, if we come up here from November, you know, what I'm talking about, you know, if we cut it off the end of October, you know, I'm just throwing a date out there that the possibility could be extended to that same 10 days, or we'll have to look at it again.
I think we'll have to look at it again January 1. I think that's what we're
I think
talking
this is
about.
running from basically now to December 31st, right?
Right,
Okay.
right. So, yeah.
You got 2 people that I'm thinking about that, and one of them's the case we talked about, and then there's another case that they're out right now.
We're going to reset the days back to 10. That's what we're
So if
talking
they've
about.
already taken some,
It's
Doesn't
reset to
matter.
zero.
Doesn't matter.
It resets it.
Never done anything, and they.
whether they
back
got
to 10.
COVID pay or not.
Doesn't matter. You're
The
resetting,
past is in the past.
you're resetting
We're just going to do it for
80 hours.
a short time period, and then we can reevaluate in January, because it could be a lot better, or it could be worse still, so we might have to do something different, so.
So is it resetting today or effective 9/1?
Yeah, I gotta know that.
They haven't made a motion yet, I want to make
What's
sure.
it, what does, works best for y'all? I mean,
Yeah.
really, it's an accounting thing.
Doesn't really matter to us, I mean, like, might be cleaner to just do it on a quarter basis for 9/1 to 12/31.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking. Okay, I make a motion that we, starting September 1st, everybody has a total of 10 COVID pay days for if you're quarantined or,
Or has up to,
what's that?
up to 10.
Up to 10. If you've had to quarantine or you have COVID, with evidence of a letter or whatever y'all been getting from the health department, until December the 31st for us to reevaluate the January 1 or the new year, what things, what
Just
policies.
say December 31st.
December 31st.
Period.
Yeah, December 31st.
Okay, now
Project
what about the
approved.
one case that we've had is on the second time? We charged them sick time.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't have anything the same. They'll have to follow the same things that are available between now and August 31st.
So her sick time
What
would
he's
be-
saying is she took, whoever it is, took the 10 days and then got it again and now has lost sick time. But that's just.
It's just, it is
tough
what it
luck.
is. That's the rules we were following under,
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Now, what if you had a part-time employee? They don't get sick time.
No.
They're getting the 10 COVID days.
They get 10 COVID days,
That's it.
right?
Talking about the part-time too?
That's what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
They don't get sick time.
Okay, restate your motion there, Tyler, and do it as clear as you can.
Oh, Lord. Okay. So the motion, what I thought was, starting September the 1st, we reset COVID paid days to 10 for every employee, including part-time, and make it that valid through December 31st.
And that's a total of 10, no 15, no 11, no, it's just 10.
I second that motion.
Anything else we need to know?
And also, that we,
Other than that, we're just following these guidelines.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Well, that's the reason I passed
you
them
say
out,
valid
because
proof
that's
or-
pretty much the guideline.
yes, valid proof.
Yeah, and when they print a new set of guidelines out tomorrow, we'll just follow them. And then when they do it Thursday, we'll follow them.
Clear as mud, right?
Okay, and we had a second on that. Thomas seconded.
Yes, sir.
Okay, any more questions? I think it's a pretty self-explanatory motion now.
Oh, it wasn't the first one.
Okay, and we're starting September the 1st with the reset, and then ending at December 31st. Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle. Logan,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
I wish we could twinkle our nose and it'd just go away.
Any post agenda?
I make the motion.
Whoa, I got hold up. Judge, I'd like to request a road hearing for Clematis. It's 1,575 feet. It's 22 feet wide. Kelly has evaluated it. It's paved. It's in a subdivision. It's good. That's the road that we had flooding issues for many, many years. It seems to be better. I don't know what they have done. All I can tell you is the last two big rain events that normally would have flooded, though that road has not flooded. So I'd like to request that we have a road hearing and put that on to the county road system.
You said 175 feet?
No, it's 1,575 feet. 1,575, and it's 22 foot wide. And that's approximately, I'm going off of Kelly's evaluation. No, sir. No, it's a county. It'll be a county road. So it's out 431 South, be on the left-hand side, South Slope subdivision. It'll be the first road that you come to. It'll be Clematis, Pembroke, and then Wilhelm.
Okay.
Okay, was that in the subdivision plat? Because I'm trying to get Phillip Lane on, so I guess Elizabeth too, how do we do that? Each owner goes and tries to, we pass it first, then they deed it off? Or, I mean, because that's the way it'll have to be?
It doesn't become official until you get the deed. So you can pass all that motion stuff here, but until you get the deed, it's not official.
It's not official,
So
okay. But we can go ahead and get the
request the
ball
road
rolling.
hearing, you can actually have the hearing, or at least we have in the past, and you can approve the road to become a county road pending that the owner or owners provide the deed with the necessary easements.
Is that one a subdivision?
I don't know, Kelly's going to head.
It's in a subdivision, but it was a road added, and when they added the road, they never came because I think the owners living out of state at the time. Now the owners are actually in state. They're not local, but they are in state. But I think they have moved back to Russellville. They've recently moved back to Russellville. They've not requested this. It's the people who live on it that are requesting it.
But do you think the people that built the subdivision are the ones that own the deed, or is it the individual people share the ownership?
No, the person who owns the subdivision, started the subdivision, owns that road. So we'll have to get.
So there is no subdivision plat to go by. You can't do that.
This
Gotcha.
road's not on that
Gotcha.
plat.
And Phillip Lane ain't either on this. Okay.
If it's on it, I've not seen it. The one I've seen has Pembroke and Wilhelm on it.
Gotcha. So it's different than Dakota. Dakota was already like approved.
All right, for next court meeting, I'll have the footage and I'll do my request next. I just want to make sure I was clear.
Okay.
And I'll speak to the owners and see if they'd be willing. I'll let them know we're having a hearing and make sure that they're willing to give the road up. I'm 95% positive they are.
Well, I'm sure they are.
Yeah, It'd
Do
be
we
silly
vote
to
on the
keep.
road hearing? Do we vote on the road hearing?
Yeah, you have to
Oh,
vote on that to have it.
Okay, well, we got that.
That's do you need that in the motion right now?
Yeah, go ahead and put it in the motion.
Yeah, I put that in the form of a motion to have a road hearing on Clematis, 1,575 feet, approximately 22 feet wide, put on the county road system, and to have a road hearing on it.
You second it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle, Logan,
Yes.
Chick,
Yeah.
Now, make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second, okay. Let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Logan,
Yes.
Chick,